All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about something huge in the world of AI, the brand new GPT-5. And look, this isn't just another small update. We're talking about a complete rethinking of how an AI, well, thinks. It's like one AI, but with three totally different minds, and figuring out how these minds work together, that's the secret to unlocking its real power. So, let's break it all down.
You know that feeling, right? One minute you need an AI that's super fast, like a sprinter, just to whip up a quick email. But then the very next minute, you need a deep thinker, a marathon runner, to really chew on a complicated problem. So how can one single AI possibly be great at both? Fast for the simple stuff, but also deep and thoughtful for the complex stuff? Well, that's the exact puzzle that GPT-5 is designed to crack.
So, instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, GPT-5 comes with something pretty brilliant. A single, unified system that has three specialized, really powerful modes. It's built to adapt on the fly, not just to what you're asking, but to the kind of thinking power you need for that specific task.
All right, first up, let's talk about the mode you'll probably use the most. This is your everyday genius, the default GPT-5. You can think of this as your reliable, go-to workhorse for all your daily needs.
The secret sauce of this default mode is all about balance. It's engineered to be incredibly fast, but without sacrificing the quality or the accuracy of the answer. It really hits that sweet spot between getting a response right now and getting a response that's actually thoughtful and correct. It's the perfect tool for most of the things you'll throw at it.
So, what does that mean in practice? Well, this is going to be your go-to for stuff like drafting emails, summarizing long articles, getting a quick hand with a snippet of code. All those general productivity tasks. It's basically the Swiss Army knife you'll find yourself reaching for all day long.
But of course, some problems need more than just a quick answer. They need real deliberation. And that's exactly where GPT-5's second mode comes into play, the deep thinker.
Okay, now this is where things get really cool. When you throw a truly complex problem at it, the AI can kick into its thinking mode, and you'll actually see it. It'll pause for a second before it gives you an answer. Now, that's not a bug, it's not lag. That's the AI literally taking a moment to think, to reason things through, so that the answer you get back is way more accurate and, well, deeply considered.
So what's actually happening during that pause? Well, when the system sees a complex prompt, it automatically activates this thinking mode. On the inside, it's breaking your problem down into smaller pieces and reasoning through it one step at a time. It's only after it's done all that internal work that it pieces together and gives you that super detailed, well-structured final answer.
This mode is your specialist, your expert for the really tough nuts to crack. We're talking about digging into complicated coding issues, solving math problems that have multiple steps, or doing some seriously in-depth research. Basically, it's for any time when accuracy is way more important than speed. When you tell a colleague, hey, take your time with this, I just need it to be right. And that brings us to the third mode, which is, well, it's in a league of its own. This isn't just for tough problems, this is for high-stakes, professional-grade work. Meet the GPT-5 Pro.
And yeah, the first thing that probably jumps out at you about the Pro version is the price tag, $200 a month. That sends a pretty clear message, doesn't it? This isn't for just, messing around. This is a serious tool for professionals who demand the absolute best performance from their AI. The source material really hits the nail on the head here. It calls it, and I'm quoting, the deepest reasoning mode, ideal for high-stakes technical work. That says it all, right? Its entire purpose is for those mission-critical jobs where you have basically zero room for error. So just think about where you'd use this. We're talking financial audits, really advanced code reviews, even analyzing crucial data for scientific research. To pull this off, it's using some seriously advanced stuff behind the scenes, like more computing power for longer, more precise reasoning, and much, much stronger checks to make sure the answer is correct.
Okay, so we've got the fast default mode, the deep thinker, and the pro-level power tool. That naturally leads to a really important question. How do you actually pick the right one for the job?
Right, so who's in the driver's seat here? Does the AI just figure it out for you, or do you get to tell it which mode to use? It's a pretty fundamental question about control.
For most people, the answer is a really elegant piece of tech called the smart router. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like an automatic traffic cop for your questions. It takes one look at your prompt, figures out what you need, and sends it down the right road. Is this a simple request that needs a quick answer, or is this something that needs to pull over and do some serious thinking? It handles all of that for you.
This is great because it means for most of us, the system just works, automatically giving you the best performance for your task. But, and this is a really big deal for subscribers, Pro users get to take the wheel.
They can manually flip the switch and choose whichever mode they want for any reason at any time.
So let's just lay it all out, side by side. You've got your GPT-5 default. That's for your everyday tasks where you need that perfect mix of speed and smarts. Then, when you hit a wall with a complex problem, the GPT-5 Thinking mode kicks in with that deliberate, step-by-step reasoning. And finally, for the highest stakes, most demanding work, there's GPT-5 Pro, which gives you the absolute deepest level of reasoning possible.
When it comes down to it, it's actually pretty simple. If you need speed, you're using default. If you need it to really reason something out, that's the thinking mode. And if you need the ultimate power tool, you go Pro. It's one intelligent system that makes sure you always have the perfect tool for whatever you're trying to do.
So what we're seeing is a shift away from AI that just spits out answers to an AI that actually changes how it thinks based on our questions. And that brings us to a really fascinating place. With a tool that's this flexible and this powerful, it really makes you wonder, what will you solve next?